Hi everyone, Amar and Riaz are back, and today we are going to introduce you to one of the most important reasoning models just being launched by China. And you remember that when China launched the DeepSeek R1's model, it was quite a disastrous situation in the stocks market as well, and in the AI world, like the Silicon Valley. After launching DeepSeek R1, they prompted the other big giants like OpenAI to release their new models as well as their new AI agents that we have already discussed in our previous videos, and we can share those links as well into this video. Before going into the details, I would really appreciate if you guys can encourage us to developing more of this content. Please can you subscribe and like to our channel. So I would just go into explaining the new AI model that's been released by China, and it is really surprising that it is, although it's a reasoning model just like R1, it is performing way better than R1. And R1, if you remember, it was an LLM, but it was not multimodal, it was text based. Pairing it with the R1, this new model, which is called KIMI 1.5, it's a multimodal LLM. And let me share my screen with you, and I'll go on the web page where it describes some of the benchmarks. And also in the later half of this video, Riaz would explain the Perplexity's AI agent, Deep Research, coincidentally the same name which OpenAI also used for their AI agent or Deep Research. I don't know why they are using exactly the same name. Causes a lot of confusion. Let's go to the KIMI model, and as you can see on their website, there are certain benchmarks which we use to compare all these models, including the reasoning models as well as the non-reasoning models. But in this case, as you can see, that figure name is KIMI's 1K 1.5 long COT results. So it's for the long reasoning. When they give us a long chain of thoughts prompt, how do these models perform? And in this case, KIMI, if you compare this blue line is the KIMI, this blue bar, and compare it with the other models on the maths, coding, and vision tasks, KIMI is performing either better than these models, namely O1 and Qwen models, or it is performing almost at par with these models. So what these are how these models perform mathematical computation for scientific calculations or tech or engineering or STEM subjects, and how it's performing in terms of the coding challenges with the code forces as well as live code benchmarks. And the third one, because it's a multimodal, so it is this benchmark basically shows how it performs the mathematical task in context of the vision capabilities such as the charts and graphs, etc. So in terms of this as well, it is performing almost at par with these rival and established models. For the shorter chain of thought prompts, the way it's performing is, let me just try to maximize it. So for maths, it is performing way better than the other rival models, which are OpenAI 4.0, Claude 3.5, Sonnet, Qwen 2, Llama, DeepSeek V3, and the Qwen 2.5 as well. So it is performing better for the shorter COTs for maths, Math 500, and also for the live code benchmark as well. For the vision as well, it's performing better or almost at par with the OpenAI AS model. And for the general tasks as well, you can see it is performing almost at par. So the biggest beauty of this model is that it is completely free. And one of the pages that I visit often, which shows some of its capabilities, is this Instagram's page where they show all the benchmarks, how it is performing, and how it thinks as well while you provide it a prompt. So in this case, this multimodal reasoning is taking place, and we'll show some demonstration as well. One of the good things about this model is that you can give up to 200,000 characters into the prompt window, and it can analyze all of that text really quickly and for free. This model is completely free. This is the coding challenge given to it by this website. And also one of the things that really amazed me is that it can analyze up to 50 files at once. So you can provide 50 PDFs or Excel files or other data files that it can analyze at once and provide you the updates and summarize it. Now let's go to the prompt window or the interface of this KIMI AI model. And this is the window for KIMI model. And we have already prompted it to provide us detailed analysis of NVIDIA stock. And if you remember, when DeepSeek R1 was launched, it crashed the Nvidia stock. So basically, within a day, the stock dropped from somewhere around 147 US dollars down to 118.42, about 18% loss in a single day. And gradually it started to come back up as well as AI is advancing and progressing really fast. And we do need this compute power and the chips to train the models of the future. So it is gradually coming back up. So this is exactly the prompt which we gave to the KIMI AI model, and it analyzed all these web pages. It did the web search and analyzed 64 web pages, and on the right it provided all the information about the sources and the pages which is it considered in analyzing the stock and coming up with these results in the window. And it is pretty crisp about the risks, uncertainties, present value, and what the future holds for Nvidia stock. We also try to compare, we used the same prompt with the other AI models and try to compare the results. So for example, with ChatGPT's O1 reasoning model, the same prompt actually resulted into quite a comprehensive analysis in terms of a simple report, and it also provides almost the same information as KIMI is providing, a little bit longer version, but the conclusion is almost the same about the present and the future about for the stock. And same thing with Claude as well. We provided the same prompt to Claude Sonnet, and it provided very crisp and to the point report. It's pretty short report, but it is very crisp and provides the key points of what holds for the future of this stock. And then finally, we've asked Perplexity to do a market research for Nvidia stock. By the looks of it, by far, I really love the report produced by Perplexity. And Perplexity, we must mention, is especially good for the research. And also, if you can see, for each one of the points that it is making, it is providing the references as well, where it's getting the data from, and all the credible resources as well. So you can basically backtrace all the sources for your own reading as well. So Perplexity, in my personal point of view, is one of the best AI model for the research. However, KIMI 1.5, based looking at its benchmarks and how it's performing in math, coding, and vision capabilities, this is a phenomenal AI model. It is basically revolutionizing AI world. It is going to give a huge competition not only to the Western AI models, but its own DeepSeek's Chinese model as well. It is good for the consumers as well, especially because this AI model is completely free and you can prompt however many number of times you want to do. Go and use this AI model and let us know as well in the comments how you found it. I personally love OpenAI and Perplexity for such tasks, but please let me know how do you think that this model compares with the other rival models. So with this, I would just end my presentation here, and then I'll just hand over to Riaz. He can explain the new AI agent developed by Perplexity. So Riaz, please take over. Thank you.
Thank you, Amar. And yes, Perplexity also launched its most up-to-date AI agent, namely Deep Research, lately. And when we actually see there is an official announcement from Perplexity, so we see how the system works. Deep Research from Perplexity is just using the same name, Deep Research, which OpenAI also used previously. So the name is similar, but the official launch from Perplexity is interesting. Its features are significant. So Deep Research is an AI agent, and it works like an AI agent. When you give a prompt, it actually works autonomously. How to use the Deep Research function in Perplexity? When you go into the main menu, you actually select Deep Research from the available options here, and then so here we will put the same question which we used after selecting Deep Research. We will use same question about the NVIDIA market analysis of NVIDIA stock just to compare its performance in Deep Research with the normal prompt while using this normal system. And here you see we select Deep Research and then we use the same question. How it will be working? It will be doing a significant sort of web browsing, and then it will be doing lots of reasoning and coding, and it will be combining a research level report, giving much more insight than the normal available option. And then you can export the report to PDF just like the same way. While the system will be working and compiling a report, we will go towards the official Perplexity launch and we'll see different features of deep research by Perplexity. So Perplexity explained when to use deep research. So deep research is a system which gives you much more insight. You give a prompt to the system do a lot of web browsing, do reasoning and coding, and it compiles a research level report, which is very helpful professionals, knowledge workers working in different fields like finance, medical, and marketing. Perplexity actually gave a number of use case examples, and here you can see an example. They gave a comparison of the same question which you actually put to default the normal usual system as compared with deep research. And the deep, when you actually put prompt to deep research, it's actually able to give you much more insight, and it also cites the sources for it which are more helpful on case by case basis. And then Perplexity also gave the examples, different use case examples are from different fields. They include from marketing, medical, law, and finance. And here you can see different prompts which they produce, and the results which your system produce are given on a comparison basis with the default system and with deep research. And you can see the deep research is giving much more insight. It's actually citing sources and it's compiling research level report. So the system is basically is equivalent to having a pocket PhD in your command, and the system is actually giving you much more insight. And it's just like having the services of a PhD research level analyst at your disposal. And here you can see different examples, complex tasks, and deep research gave much more deeper insight into the problem, which as compared with the default system. Here we see actually the different comparison of deep research with other equivalent models. For deep research from Perplexity, we know that OpenAI also launched a deep research. And when we see actually to compare the AI models, humanity's last exam is actually a very comprehensive benchmark for AI models. So humanity's last exam is composed of 3,000 questions from around 100 different fields, and from law to history to finance. And when we actually put performance of different AI agents, here you can see that the score of the Perplexity deep research is 21.1% on accuracy, which is second only to OpenAI's deep research, which is 26.6%. Perplexity Deep Research is scoring far above than O3 Mini, and it's giving a result of 21.1% accuracy rate, only second to OpenAI's Deep Research model, which is scoring 26.6%. But when you actually compare the graphs, what you actually see here is that here a very important factor is the cost competitiveness. OpenAI Deep Research model is available for pro users at around $200 per month. In comparison, the deep research from Perplexity, which is giving a quite comparable accuracy rate of 21.1%, it's only available at a fraction of cost, $20 per month for pro users. And when you are a free user, you can use Perplexity Deep Research for 5 queries per day. For pro users, you can enhance it up to 500 queries per day. It's a very comprehensive research function available at a fraction of cost, which is a very important feature, and it will be helpful at a very low cost for very advanced level research with good accuracy rate. And when we actually come to the other benchmarks, another one is the simple QA question benchmark, which is based on factual questions. So here you see that the Perplexity Deep Research is able to get score of 93.9%, which is significantly higher than OpenAI's deep research of which is in the 40s. So here you can see that Perplexity deep research is almost double in accuracy on simple QA benchmark based on factual questions. So one important thing to consider here is that in all these benchmarks, Grok from XAI recently has scored well, which is a very significant development, and we will discuss it in our next video in detail. So I would request all of you to like and subscribe our channel. These models have produced a quite significant challenge for knowledge workers. So they are a threat for knowledge workers in one way, and they are also an opportunity for knowledge workers in another way. And we will discuss this in our next video. So yeah, all of us have to focus, have to be very keen on recent developments in AI. And I will request you again to like and subscribe the channel. And then we can come back to now to our NVIDIA query on the deep research. And when you actually come back to the report produced by Deep Research. In comparison with the normal report, using the normal function, when you actually compare the report from Deep Research, you see the Deep Research is giving you much more insight, giving you an in-depth analysis of the actual situation, a very thorough assessment, far more deeper than the normal search function. Research is producing a very complex and thorough assessment of the prompt provided. And one more important thing here is that Perplexity also they claim that the system is the deep research is actually able to complete majority of the task in under 3 minutes, which is a bit success if you see the comparison, because OpenAI's deep research function was able to meet most of the tasks within 5 to 30 minutes, and from Gemini, it was under 15 minutes. So if the system is actually meeting most of the tasks under 3 minutes, I think it's a bit success here. After seeing the comparison, pretty clear that deep research is actually giving much more comprehensive report as compared with general function. That's what I have got. And thank you, all of you, for listening and giving us opportunity to explain on this very important AI development in the field. And thank you, everyone, and take care. And we will see you with another video. Thank you.
Thank you and bye.